everybody, Roxabox90 here with another top 10 EDH Commander card countdown. And today we're going to look at the best 10 cards in the Orzhov Guild. So just remember that the criteria still apply as they always have, which is that we are going from cards that are the best in a Orzhov only build, so black-white build, and that are really good in as many multicolor variations as possible. So let's start off with Sauron, Lord of Innistrad at number 10. He's a 4-cost planeswalker that lets you make 1/1 vampire tokens with lifelink, which is fine. It's not great. It's maybe okay for chump blocking Voltron or something, but it usually doesn't make or break any sort of deck. The -2 really only matters in decks that run token. Outside of token, it really doesn't do a whole lot in a multiplayer game. Maybe in 1v1 it could turn a tide or so, but of course the -6 is a really nice 3 creature and or planeswalker removal, which in EDH and multiplayer can be really useful. So he's at number 10. He's good, not stunningly great. Number 9, we have Identity Crisis, which is a really powerful card in 1v1. In fact, if you're not running this card, you're probably doing something wrong. However, in multiplayer, it really is a hate card. Rarely will resolve, in the fact that most people agree this card is really unfair, so metagames will try to prevent it. So groups will try to prevent it. It's so strong against one player, but that's about it. It has almost no multiplayer use, and the fact that it's 2 white and 2 black makes it really difficult to cast in a more heavy 3/5 color deck. Really good card, limited use, number 9. Number 8, we have Divinity of Pride, facing off against Blood Baron of Vizkopa. I would choose Divinity of Pride, the main reason being it's infinitely more likely this card will resolve with its 4/4, which means you're paying 5 for an 8/8 flying lifelink. Whereas Blood Baron has more protections, but it's a lot less likely for a lot of the game that he will have any sort of power-up. And so I would personally think Divinity of Pride is more flexible in that sense. Number 7, we have Deathbringer Liege, which is a really, really nice card. It boosts all your white and black creatures. In fact, it can boost them both in an Orzhov build. And whenever you play a white spell, you can tap down a creature. Whenever you play a black spell, you can destroy a creature that's tapped. It's very flexible, very easy to use, and can warp the game very nicely in multiple builds. It's really strong. Number 6, we have Mortify, which although it is one of the more universal cards for Orzhov, it has the problem that it only destroys a creature or enchantment, so it's coming in more in the middle of the list. Really nice spot removal, almost necessary in Orzhov color-involved decks, and it is really flexible, but it only hits creatures and enchantments, so spot removal hits number 6. Number 5, we have Debtor's Knell, which, though it's a little expensive, kind of just sits in play with its amazing art and stares everybody down. It's so strong at the beginning of your upkeep, you get a creature card to play from any graveyard, so you pretty much own graveyards with this card. You get to pick and choose from everybody's graveyard and decide what you're going to want every single turn. It's, over time, a really powerful recur engine and will likely turn the game in your favor by raw card advantage. Number 4, we have Ashen Rider facing off against Angel of Despair. I don't think it's much of a question here. Their mana costs are pretty much the same, and in most builds, Ashen Rider will be the better card to reanimate or even just to play because it exiles 2 permanents instead of just destroying 1 when it enters the field. Of course, flickering effects make it out of this world. Ashen Rider, just in EDH, is a better card than Angel of Despair, and that's why it's taking number 4. Number 3, we have Merciless Eviction, which is a really flexible wrath for 6, though you only get to choose artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or planeswalkers, and you can't choose any of the other 3. The fact that it exiles them is really, really useful if everyone else has and you don't. The flexibility of it is really nice, and for 6 mana, while it's no austere command, it definitely sees a lot of play. Number 2, we have Obstinate Aid. 3, a white and a black for a sorcery that returns any permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Though it's not taking from everybody's graveyard, the fact that it is able to take any permanent is very flexible return spell. It's a really strong card. If you're running Orzhov colors, you should seriously consider running this in your deck. And number 1, drumroll please, Vindicates. And yes, I chose this art for a reason, because it is so cool. This card is the most flexible spot removal spell in any color in the entire EDH format. It is so strong. It's 1 a white and a black. That's it to get rid of any permanent. Yes, it's not instant speed, but it gets rid of any permanent. That means that you have full reign over the board, and it's so flexible, so easy to use. Choose anything you want, go for it, this card gets it. While Mortify is instant speed, this card is, the flexibility of it is undeniable. It's so good, and guys, that art is a 100 out of 10. So cool. So let me know your guys' thoughts about my top 10 list. If you like the video, tap that like button so we can get the next guild going. As well, comment which guild you want down below in the comment section. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.